Hello, my friends. I'm Bee, and this is Bee's Intuition. Today we're going to do a reading, and since it's the holiday season, I thought it would be cute to do a little holiday blessings reading. What kind of holiday blessings are coming in for the collective? Let's just dive right into it, okay? Please and thank you, Spirit. What kind of holiday blessings are coming in for the collective? Please and thank you. What kind of holiday blessings are coming in for the collective? Please and thank you. What kind of holiday blessings are coming in for the collective? Please and thank you. That's a lot. I'll take that one, not the rest. Okay. Apparently quite a bit. Apparently. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I like what I'm seeing. Alrighty, so what we have the moon card. So right off the bat, I feel like this is indicating a surprise, something you don't see coming. But then we have the 8 of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, King of Cups, and then bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Cups. This is pretty cool. You could be very attractive during this time because it seems like you have the attention of quite a few people here. Okay. Let's start out and clarify that moon card, shall we? Please and thank you, Spirit. What am I trying to say? Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify the moon card for us? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. This is interesting. This is really interesting energy. We have the Knight of Cups coming out in this direction. 10 of Wands coming out in this direction. The Devil upright. Knight of Wands. This is an interesting message that I'm getting. Oh, bottom of the deck, the Lovers. So, you have been putting love on the back burner, but you've been really focusing a lot of attention and energy and working really hard on something here. Possibly to the point of exhaustion. But it's like it's worth it for the payoff I'm getting. I almost feel like maybe with the Devil card, you may, I don't know how do I word this? You may put in a lot of effort into things to the point of burnout because you feel like there's no other way to go about it. And that could be like something that you've realized in yourself and maybe you need to work on. But you're very passion driven during this time. You've got like clear goals for yourself that you're striving towards. But I feel like because this is all clarifying the moon card, maybe you're not seeing the payoff quite yet. But with that Lovers card at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you're making the right choices here to experience that payoff in the end. Like you're going to achieve your goals and you're going to receive that payoff. And I think it's because you have like the right mindset or the right attitude. You don't give up very easily. But it's also like It's a double-edged sword, it feels like, because it feels like you're putting so much energy, passion, devotion even into something here, but feeling really burned out, overworked, overtired. And it could be like weighing in your mind as like, you could maybe find it very difficult to think positively about it because it's almost like, I got to keep doing this. I got to stay on my grind. You know, I got to keep going even if I am exhausted, even if I am burnt out. And I feel like being in that mindset could maybe promote negative ways of thinking. And you may imagine yourself very far away from your goals. Not that that way of thinking stops you. It feels like, if anything, it drives you like further down your path and towards what you want. It like lights the fire under you. But that Devil card is suggesting that there's some sort of toxicity here that you may be realizing in yourself, or when it comes to this specific thing. Or just like some sort of, it even feels like maybe it's like an inner demon, and but by that I mean like the inner demon that we gain through our past experiences and what those past experiences have told us, and the narrative that we have built around what those past experiences have told us about ourselves. Because it's almost like you may not feel deserving of something here, of accomplishing something, and so you feel like you have to go above and beyond all the time, to the point where it's like almost even expecting you to be unhuman, you know, like more than human. You have to be almost robotic or a superhuman, you know. But I see you confronting this. I feel like something about the darkness is important here, or related to this, because of that moon card. It's like, and the devil, something about darkness. You may be a little bit overwhelmed by darker thoughts, like negative thinking, like I said pretty much already. But it's also maybe the fear of the unknown and the fear of all of your hard work not paying off. Like, what was it all for then, is kind of the mindset I'm feeling. But the devil card reminds us that we have way more control over a situation than we think we do. And maybe that's something that you're realizing. Also, the Knight of Wands, I feel like, has a more positive outlook on things. And so maybe you are trying to actively contradict those thoughts that you may have of, oh, this is going nowhere, or I don't see the payoff, or I gotta keep going and going even though I'm tired. Maybe you're trying to like counteract that by also like saying, I'm working very hard, I'm very proud of myself. I'm not sure what other thoughts you might have, but trying to maybe counteract those negative thoughts with positive ones. I feel like I'm not getting the entire picture here. It could be clarified through the other cards that I'm going to clarify. Yeah, I want to see what else for this moon card. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, we got one. Eight of Pentacles, yeah, you've been working really, really hard on something because you want to create some sort of stability or abundance in your life. Oh. Oh. This just fell out, Nine of Swords. So yeah, you have been thinking a lot of negative thoughts. May not be completely in your control. Well, the thing is, like, our thoughts, we can't control what pops into our mind, but we can control how we react to those thoughts. We can observe those thoughts without internalizing them as a judgment against ourselves. We can also take those thoughts and try to contradict them or counteract them with a positive thought. It's weird because it's like you seem like you're setting yourself up for success, but you feel like you're not. Also, bottom of the deck is the Ten of Cups. So you want happiness at the end of the day. You want to feel fulfilled. You want to feel like you've made it in life. It honestly feels like maybe you're even putting a little bit too much pressure on yourself to perform in a certain way or to be a certain way. But it looks like you're very capable and you're on the right track to achieving what you want to achieve. Maybe it's just a matter of counteracting those demons inside of you, you know? Metaphorical demons that are trying to say, like, that I'm not good enough, so I have to try really hard and go above and beyond all the time, even if I'm exhausted. Or those thoughts that are trying to tell you that, you know, all of this effort is for nothing. Or, you know, maybe trying to convince you that you're wasting your time or something. It may just be like needing to trust yourself a little bit more, trust in your skills and abilities, trust in your ability to manifest what it is that you want. And it's definitely not like, if your manifestations are not coming in right now for you, it has nothing to do with the amount of effort and work that you're putting into it, because you're in the right place and you're doing like the right stuff. Like, you are putting in all of your effort and you are focused on these manifestations. So I would take it as, don't try to internalize this period of time and create a narrative around that. You know, if it's a time before you receive your manifestations, don't take it as I'm a failure. Take it as my manifestation just hasn't gotten here yet, but it will, you know? Interesting. Yeah. But it's like, because this is all clarifying the Moon card, it's like you don't see where this is going potentially. You don't see what the payoff will be. You don't see if this will even ever pay off. But I feel like it's important to realize that it will. Also, because of the way that the Knight of Cups came out, just to remind you, it came out like that. I feel like maybe you feel like you're lacking love in your life. And I don't even necessarily mean that in terms of romance. You may just feel like a lack of connection with others, and maybe you're being called, especially if you find yourself being really stuck in your head and overthinking things. You may be called to find a sense of community or to connect with your friends and family. So maybe that's a note here, to maybe put yourself out there more, and open up to the different types of love that you can experience, and that will give you a sense of contentment. Yeah, because it's almost like when you do embrace those types of love in your life, maybe outside of romance, it doesn't have to be, maybe you do want to open up more to romantic stuff, but it's like, if you do that kind of stuff where you're opening up and you're accepting and allowing in different types of love in multiple areas of your life, it will give you like a taste of what is to come, you know? Like, you're going to achieve this 10 of Cups, but you may not just be, like, you may just not be there quite yet. And so embracing the types of love that you do have around you will help you maybe stay motivated and will help you go farther in your journey. But yeah, that could be like a side note that you're missing connection to others. Could be a message there. And that may help you maybe even start to think a little bit more positively as well. Okay, let's go into this Eight of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the Eight of Pentacles? Please and thank you. What do you have for the Eight of Pentacles? Please and thank you. Okay, let's see. Woes. Woza. Woza. Wowzer. Wowzer. Okay. Clarifying that Eight of Pentacles, we have Seven of Cups. Again, there's like, you're putting your effort into something here, but you're confused or not seeing something clearly. But then we have Nine of Cups, the World card, Justice, the Fool, Eight of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Lovers. So even if you're seeing things not very clearly right now and you may be a little bit confused, lost in a haze or a daze, something like that, things are just kind of clouded for some reason. I do think that your mind is trying to play blah, blah. Your mind is probably trying to play tricks on you, because all of this came out and this was on top, almost to like hide all of this good stuff underneath it. Like you're on the track to receiving your wish fulfillment and experiencing a lot of happiness. Maybe even a sense of pride as well. I feel like you are building something that you can look at and be like, I did that. That's what it feels like to me. And then when it's like, when you achieve that wish fulfillment, you're going to see that the past of not getting your wish fulfillment, the past of you not receiving your manifestations, that's coming to a close. And now you're entering a new cycle in which you have your wish fulfillment. You have the things that you've been wanting. And it's like when you realize that, you will feel that sense of justice. You'll feel like things are finally starting to balance out. Like finally I'm getting the payoff for all of the work I've invested here. And then the Fool card, you're going to have a new beginning that is going to feel so happy, exciting, optimistic. It's just a matter of overcoming your mind, pretty much. I definitely, you know, if you have been experiencing mental health issues, this time of year is, you know, it's very common. There's nothing to be ashamed about when it comes to mental health. And it's okay to admit that you're struggling. And I'm not a doctor, so I would just suggest that if it's possible for you, to try your best to, you know, reach out to professionals for support and help with your mental health during this time. If you're finding it very, very hard to function, even like literally, like this time of year, it's so hard for so many, and there's no shame in it. And there's no shame in admitting that you are struggling, and there's no shame in asking for help. And so I feel like that's a side note from Spirit. Just like try your best to get the resources, the help that you need, if that's a big obstacle for you. But this one, you know, with the Eight of Swords, I feel like it's maybe a little bit more so just overthinking a situation. Doesn't have to necessarily mean that you've been struggling really hard with your mental health. It could indicate that, but it doesn't have to. And I do like the Eight of Swords because there's a story behind the situation that she's in here. She can actually free herself from this. She just has to like relax, ground herself, and try her best to use what is at her disposal in that moment, to kind of think outside the box even. So like even if something feels like you'll never get over this, you'll never heal, you'll never see the light of day, if that's like something, if you're feeling like you're in the darkness right now, just know that you can and you will get out of that. And it's not going to stay dark forever. And it's also interesting that I say darkness, and this person in this image has a blindfold over her eyes. So it's almost like you're not actually in the dark, because it's like, it looks like it's daytime in the background of this image. So it's like you're not actually in the dark, but that's your perception, right? Because that's all you can see with the blindfold over your eyes. And so once you remove that blindfold, and she can remove that blindfold because like if she like went up to one of these swords, she could rub her rope that she's tied up with against those swords to free her hands, and then she can remove that blindfold. So it's like you can free yourself from the darkness here. It is possible and it will happen. You just have to change your mindset about it. Also, it's almost like the light never left you. Again, it's just your perception. And then that Lover's card at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like this is indicating that you've been making the right choices here. I think you're doing everything right. It's just a matter of you overcoming those feelings and thoughts that are telling you that you're not on the right path or you're not making the right decisions. Yeah. That things look bleaker than they actually are. And that's not true. You're setting yourself up for success here. And I do believe that it's coming in for you, because it's like, it really does feel like you are in this enlightened energy. You could be going based off of your intuition, your intuitive downloads, to know what is the right thing to invest in, the timing of investing in those things. Also, maybe your connection to spirit could help you see the light. You know, the sun is shining in this. Yeah. Maybe spirit can help guide you out of that way of thinking, or guide you out of that feeling of darkness that you may have. Interesting. Okay. I'm just curious. I want to see what's underneath the Lover's card. Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're going towards the things that you're passionate about. You're following your passion or your passions. It could be multiple passions that you're investing in. And it feels like you are going at these things from the right perspective, and you're putting the appropriate amount of effort in, and you're using the tools that you have at your disposal. You just got to trust that and believe it. Okay, let's go on to the Page of Pentacles. Please, Nancy Spirit. What is this Page of Pentacles trying to say? Can you clarify that Page of Pentacles? Please, Nancy. Okay. Okay. So, clarifying the Page of Pentacles, we have the Five of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. This is very interesting to me because here we have somebody, Page of Pentacles energy, wanting to plant some seeds, grow something, but then they feel all of this negativity. Somebody could be really feeling down and out with the Five of Pentacles. It could be in relation to a specific situation. They feel like left out in the cold. But it also could just be like a feeling of insecurity, strong insecurity. Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior, somebody that's been through a lot. And they're acting out of that place of being hurt. It almost feels like somebody here may crave a connection with somebody, but at the same time, they're closed off to that connection with somebody. Interesting. But I guess that makes sense for the Five of Wands, because that could be indicating their internal conflict. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Like somebody wants something, but also doesn't want something at the same time. It's like, I want a connection, but I'm scared of a connection. And that causes a lot of conflict for them. But with that Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck, that's such a different energy. That's an energy of success. Like maybe it's, this could definitely be somebody that's self-sabotaging. And you know, okay, so if this is somebody that's attached to your energy, which it could be, maybe they crave a connection with you, but they're scared of that connection, and so they're like internally conflicted. But it's almost like if they trusted it and they maybe moved past their insecurities, moved past their wounded warrior energy, they would actually be very successful and get exactly what they want. That's so interesting to me. This could be somebody that you know, but because of the Page of Pentacles, they're showing up in maybe a shyer energy. And maybe it's because they're not quite sure what they want here. Or I don't even want to say that they don't know what they want. It's like they know what they want, but they're scared of what they want. And so they're super conflicted about it. They also may feel like they're not good enough for something here. That makes me feel sad. Because I don't believe that that is the case at all. I'm curious what's underneath that Six of Wands. The Chariot. Yeah, it's like if they're able to overcome all of that, you know, insecurity, that closed off energy, that internal conflict, and they just go for it, they will have success. Yeah, so I think that this could definitely be somebody in your energy. But yeah, with the way that they show up in your life, it's not quite confident. Yeah, they may be trying to work on their confidence, trying to overcome those obstacles that are holding them back from connecting with you potentially, so that they can have this success. Maybe they do realize that it's just themselves holding them back. It's like maybe the fear of things not working out that stops them from even bringing up a conversation in the first place. And it's like, you're thinking a million steps ahead, and like, also, what if that doesn't happen? Yeah. Let's go on to the Eight of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the Eight of Cups? Please and thank you. Can you clarify that Eight of Cups for us? Please and thank you, Spirit. Eight of Cups clarification. Please and thank you. Okay. Okay. So clarifying that Eight of Cups, we have the Four of Wands, Page of Swords, King of Swords, Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. This is an interesting energy for me. A lot of swords energy for... Yeah, this is weird because it's like... Actually... Because it starts to be clarified by the Four of Wands, which is like, you know, really positive. But then there's like swords galore after that. Clarifying the Eight of Cups. So I think that somebody left behind maybe a relationship or a union that they had with somebody that was actually very special and maybe was really positive. But they didn't move, they didn't put in enough effort here or something. It could be possible that somebody walked away from this person. So maybe if this is like a past experience of yours, somebody was not putting in enough effort in a relationship. They also may have not been super feeling. They may have self-sabotaged without realizing it, and they may have been more toxic than they realized. And so maybe you felt like there was no other option but to leave this person behind. But this connection actually made them very happy, it feels like. And then it's like after all of this happens, after you leave this person behind, they have time to reflect on what has taken place. They could feel... It's almost like they're weighing the things that they've done in this connection. Like, was I being fair? Was I putting in all the effort that I possibly could? Or was I not doing that? And maybe was I convincing myself that I was doing that, but in reality, I wasn't trying that hard. Or I wasn't really putting in my all. Feels like this could definitely be somebody that is closed off emotionally, so maybe they weren't even showing their proper emotions when it came to this connection. But the Four of Wands is a positive card, so I feel like they probably did have feelings. They probably did feel happy in it, but they maybe didn't communicate that, and also did things on top of not communicating that. Things that may have been toxic. They could have tried to gain control in this dynamic in unhealthy ways. And I don't even, because I'm not necessarily picking up that this is like somebody that likes to hurt people or does that sort of thing intentionally. I don't think that that's the energy I'm picking up on. But rather, this is somebody that probably is really good at overthinking things, probably really good at self-sabotaging things. They also may be somebody that was raised to believe certain things that are not really healthy in relationship dynamics. Like there's the whole thing about dating where it's like you have to play games in order to win your person over. But maybe you're not the type of person that likes to play games in relationships, and they may have kind of just self-sabotaged by doing that sort of thing. Trying to like reel you in or like, you know, play games. Yeah, like do something so that they had the upper hand or something. Yeah, maybe there's somebody that believes that somebody has to be the winner in the relationship and somebody has to be the loser in the relationship. And so maybe they were like, it feels like, yeah, they feel like they were very much based in the ego where it was more about I need to maintain control and not about being genuine and real. But rather, I don't want to be the loser in this relationship. I don't want to be the one that maybe gets left behind, or, which is weird because it's like, yeah, they're doing exactly what would make you not want to be with them. But it's almost like they thought that that would somehow fix the situation or keep it going. Yeah, it feels like they definitely have a backwards point of view of love or relationships. And so maybe they're like realizing that. Like, how good is the advice that I have listened to throughout my life about dating? How true is that? How effective are those ways of being in a relationship or expectations in a relationship? I'm curious what's underneath the Two of Pentacles. It's a Six of Wands. Yeah, so it's like if they had only taken the time to consider these things in the relationship and realize that they were doing this toxic stuff, they would have actually probably been very successful in that relationship and would have actually had a good time. But I feel like they did the opposite, and now they kind of are left with like, well, damn, I guess I messed that up. Yeah, it's like, now that you're gone, I realize what I've done. And I realize that I kind of screwed myself over there. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know why, but I'm getting this specific scene from SpongeBob where Squidward is reflecting on something that he did. And he's like, I feel like, and then there's like an image of a donkey that's like showing up in front of him. And then he's like a big jerk. And I feel like that's this person reflecting on what took place between the two of you. Is like, wow, maybe I really was toxic. Wow, maybe I really was a jerk in this relationship. You know? Yeah, it feels like they're becoming super aware now. In hindsight. Okay, let's go on to the Knight of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the Knight of Cups here? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. What do you have for the Knight of Cups? Okay, anything else for that Knight of Cups? Please and thank you. Ooh. Ooh la la. Oh my. Clarifying the Knight of Cups, we have Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Nine of Pentacles. So like, you are very attractive to this person. You're like doing something. Either you give off an energy of like being successful, or you're building some sort of success in your life, or at least that's how this person perceives you. And they really want to give to you. And the Hierophant is telling me like they want to take you off the market. Like they don't want you to have to do things alone anymore. They want to like be a team with you. And they definitely could be thinking long-term here. Long-term relationship goals. Like giving to you in hopes that this can build to a long-term relationship. Because it's like, yeah, you're a winner. You're a keeper. And I do like that it's not that they want to take anything from this, because you look very abundant, and you know, the wrong kind of energy could easily try to take from that abundant energy, but it feels like they want to add to your abundance. They want to give to you. The Hierophant also, like, I feel like indicates that it could feel like a strong spiritual connection to you as well. I don't know why this message is coming through, but I'll just say it. They could be somebody that doesn't typically consider marriage, but for whatever reason, you make them consider marriage. Maybe this is somebody that never thought that they would want to get married to somebody, but then they met you, and they're like, I could enjoy being married to that person. I wouldn't mind being trapped with them forever. Um, Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So they may be a little bit like stuck in their head at the moment, trying to really kind of weigh the pros, the cons when it comes to coming towards you to express this. Especially because if you're like in this independent baddie energy, they could definitely feel like, what if they say no? Like, what if they're straight up not looking for something serious, or they're not looking for somebody to give to them? What if, you know, like psyching themselves out in that way? Because it's like maybe they're building a narrative around how they perceive you, and you may be somebody that's like strong and independent, and so that may cause them to be a little bit hesitant when it comes to expressing this to you. I mean, I do think that they're going to express it either way because they're in the Knight of Cups energy, especially with that Six of Pentacles as well. So I think they will, but it's like maybe right now they're kind of just still, oh, is it the right time? What if they say no? Will they actually be interested in me? Like, there's probably so many things that they're considering. Also, their emotions could be like really tied to that. So it's like maybe one day they're like, yes, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna express my feelings. And then it's like the next day they're like, oh, but I'm kind of insecure and I don't know how they feel. And what if they say no? And what if they laugh at me? You know, like it feels like they could definitely, like their emotions could maybe get the best of them in those moments. Yeah. This could be somebody that is like very, like they are like directed or navigated through their emotions. They could be a very emotional person. Could definitely be a water sign, but not necessarily. It could just be somebody that's very emotional and very emotion driven or emotion based, you know? I'm curious to see what's underneath this. I have a feeling it'll be the same card as before, but yeah, it's still the Six of Wands. I honestly, it's interesting. I love that tarot's like this because it's like I'm getting a different context than what I got before with this card, in connection to the Two of Pentacles. To me, it's almost like they see you as somebody that's very successful, and maybe all eyes are on you. Somebody that's like very desirable in some way. Somebody that's got it going on, and so maybe they do feel a little bit insecure themselves, like I'm nowhere close to being at their level. So it like maybe they're like psyching themselves out in that way where it's like I'm nowhere near their level of success, so they're most likely going to turn me down, or like, you know, they probably will laugh at me if I try to even suggest that I have feelings for them or whatever. But again, that feels like it's just in their head and not based in reality. And also it has a lot to do with their own perception of you and not maybe who you truly are and how you truly would respond to a situation like that. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Okay, let's go on to the Knight of Wands. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the Knight of Wands here? Please and thank you. Can you clarify that Knight of Wands for us? Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Knight of Wands. Okay. This is interesting. Clarifying that Knight of Wands, we have the King of Pentacles. This is somebody that's really stable, very mature, and that's not usually associated with the Knight of Wands. Also, bottom of the deck, High Priestess. This is interesting. What I'm taking this as is we have a King of Pentacles here, I think. But the way that they show up, when they show themselves to you, when they reveal themselves, is going to be a flirtatious energy. And it may rub you the wrong way. Not necessarily. It could just be, you know, a lighthearted, flirtatious energy, but you could easily perceive it, I think, as a player energy, because it's like, if they're flirting with me, they probably flirt with everyone else too. It's like maybe how you would see this person. And it would take takes them looking beneath the surface to realize that they're actually a King of Pentacles. Like, they mean what they say. They're not a player. They're very grounded, mature, abundant, successful, secure within themselves. It's an interesting energy. They also are very attracted to you. Yeah, maybe their way of flirting could come across as like, oh, so this person's just attracted to me. They don't actually care about who I am as a person. I don't think that's the case, but I feel like that could be how you would perceive this person coming towards you. I don't know why, but it's almost like they're afraid to show you this part of themselves quite yet. That's such an interesting. Also, I don't know. Like, either this person is older than they seem, or they have like a very youthful energy that may be a little bit misleading to their maturity level. I could see you being like, oh, this person's really immature, but they're actually very mature. It's just like maybe when they first open up to you or first start to try to talk to you, it comes across as immature. But it's like underneath the surface, you'll see that they're actually quite mature and they actually have a lot going for them. It's just so funny because it's like, I feel like if they approached you like this, then it would be like a no-brainer, and I feel like you would be way more receptive and open to this person if they showed up in this energy, which they have that energy within them, but they choose to show up as the Knight of Wands. This could also be, oh, maybe that's why. So maybe they are slightly, I wouldn't say insecure because this is a very secure person, but maybe they're just a little bit nervous. And so maybe they present things in a way that they don't really mean. Like, they come across in a way that they didn't mean it to come across like that. This could be somebody that maybe, yeah, because like, I don't know about you, but like earth signs, and this person doesn't have to be an earth sign, I'm just thinking because of the King of Pentacles here, represents earth signs. So when I think about earth signs, they are usually like pretty like chill people and down to earth and all that, and but I feel like, and they usually are like pretty secure, or at least they know themselves very well. And so, but at the same time, I feel like they, when it comes to communication, sometimes they can get flustered. Sometimes they may not always articulate themselves in the best way. So yeah, it's almost like that. I feel like if you make this person nervous, which if they have feelings for you, they probably would get nervous around you, and they may kind of fumble over their words and give the wrong impression of what they wanted to give, if that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's it. Maybe it's just like they didn't mean for it to come across like they're a player, and maybe they didn't mean for it to come across like they're just a flirt and they're looking for something casual or whatever. But then, like, maybe in hindsight they realize that and they're like, oh, why did I say that? Or like, why did I say it like that? Interesting. It's so interesting. That High Priestess at the bottom of the deck, I feel like they're very drawn to your allure. I feel like you're very magical in this person's eyes. Oh, it started to slip down. Let's see what's underneath. King of Wands. That's really interesting that the King of Wands is underneath the High Priestess. But yeah, they see you as somebody very spiritual, very magical. But there's also like an air of mystery about you. They're so curious about you. They definitely want to learn about you. They want to learn what makes you tick. What do you like? What do you not like? What motivates you? What inspires you? What doesn't inspire you? Like it feels like they want to just like get to know you. They like thirst for the knowledge of you. um and because of the way that this is, maybe the King of Wands is your energy. Maybe underneath the surface of this mystery, this mystical mystery that you embody, is somebody that's quite motivated, quite confident. Yeah. Quite passion driven. And also it's interesting because it's like this is a feminine energy, but this is a very masculine energy. I don't know. This is an interesting energy I'm picking up on. I feel like, and this would make sense because humans, and I truly believe that we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. It's just a matter of us balancing those. And I find that when we balance those energies, usually we experience more success, life flows easier. But it's almost like maybe they were expecting you to be completely feminine in your energy. And how do I work? And I'm not trying to say that you're not feminine, but it's like maybe like on the surface, you look like very feminine presenting potentially. You don't have to be. This could just be in this specific yeah, maybe this just applies to specific people. But it's like your appearance gives off one sort of energy, and maybe people build assumptions based off of that appearance. But then it's like underneath the surface, you're like almost the opposite, almost. Not necessarily the opposite, but like, for lack of a better way to word it, I guess, like just different than they expected. I don't think this will scare them because they are very confident, secure within themselves. I think that this person probably is not threatened very easily. Also, you know, there's a sense of groundedness with the King of Pentacles, so I feel like they would understand that people are complex like this. Like nobody's gonna ever be just one way. And when we build assumptions in our head about other people, I think we kind of inherently know that this assumption that I'm making up about this person before I get to know them is not necessarily who that person is. I just feel like they're gonna be, it feels like they're gonna be pleasantly surprised by whatever it is that is hiding underneath your surface. Because right now you're kind of a question mark, you're kind of a mystery. And so I think that they really do want to get to know you. They want to know more about you and who you are, what makes you tick, and all that. But then it's almost like they don't expect what is inside of you, what motivates you, how you view the world, like how you work. It's so cute. I actually really like that energy. I like that a lot. Because it just shows me that the collective that I'm tapping into is very complex. And this person may think one thing about you and then get the opposite and be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if anything, it just shows that you're a complex person, like the rest of us. Yeah. If anything, it might make them even more curious because it's like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. What else do you have to tell me? You know? I like it. Okay, let's go on to the King of Cups energy. Please and thank you. What do you have for that King of Cups? Please and thank you, Spirit. King of Cups. I don't know why I said energy. King of Cups energy. I meant the card. The card here, the card. Okay. So, clarifying that King of Cups, we have Ace of Cups, Temperance, Three of Wands, Two of Wands, Ace of Swords, bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. Okay, as I put it down, there's like a few that are like separating from the rest of the deck, so I'm gonna take those two. Well, maybe that's quite a bit. I'll take them anyways, because it just seemed like it was meant to come out. So we have the King of Wands, High Priestess, Ace, oh my gosh, if I can hold the card, Ace of Wands, Six of Cups, Sun card. Okay, so I'll put that energy separate from the rest. Okay, so starting out with the ones that we had before that. So clearly this person is somebody with very deep feelings. They probably have very deep feelings for you. Their cup is overflowing with love for you. They probably want to express that. But then the Temperance card following that, it makes me think that there's some sort of healing that either needs to take place or they would like to take place between the two of you. I don't know how to feel about the Three of Wands followed by the Two of Wands, because when I see them in the same suit and they're regressing in number, sometimes I take that as like taking a step back or maybe not moving forward in a specific instance. I feel like maybe this person almost came towards you at one point, but then they were like, no, actually I still need to plan. I'm not ready yet. This could definitely be an overthinker, especially because the Ace of Swords follows that. So maybe it was like their own mind, like their own thoughts that kind of triggered that, like, oh, actually, I'm not ready. I thought I was ready, but I'm not. But also, the Ace of Swords can be that communication, the truth. So maybe they like wanted to move towards you, then they chickened out and said, no, I'm not ready, I need to plan some more. But then it's like the truth is, maybe they are ready. Maybe the truth is that they really want to express their feelings to you and they want healing to take place between the two of you. So yeah, okay, maybe that's why the Temperance is showing up, is because maybe this is how you perceive them in the past. Maybe this person tried to express themselves to you in the past, but then they chickened out. Or maybe they kind of pulled back their energy all of a sudden, and it could have caused you to be very confused. Like, wait, what's going on here? I thought something was going to take place, but they changed their mind and they kind of like pulled back their energy. And so maybe you're like, if this person comes towards you now, you may be a little bit guarded because you're like, wait a second, are you going to just do what you did last time? And so maybe that's why the Temperance is here, is because they want to heal what they did in the past. I don't think it's like a really big deal. Like, I don't think this person hurt you. I don't think that this person, yeah, it just is confusion. Like, they confused you. I don't think that they like hurt you in any severe way, or, I think you can also see like where they're coming from too. So like maybe you knew that this person was like on their own self-discovery journey and maybe still learning things about themselves. And so maybe you sort of assumed, oh, that's why they backed off, is because they're still trying to figure their stuff out. You could be somebody that's very empathetic and you're like, okay, I understand. Like you had a moment where you're like, nervous, or you needed to sort out other things in your life, or something distracted you. Like, I feel like you're going to be very understanding, but you're going to be like asking questions like, what happened? Like, I'm not going to ignore what happened. Even if I understand it, I'm not going to ignore it, because it's like, I'm sure it did affect you in some way. At the very least, it caused confusion. So it's like, they kind of have to explain themselves there. Maybe that's also where that Ace of Swords comes in, is like them telling their side of the story, telling the truth. And maybe the truth was that they had a lot of feelings for you. And maybe that in and of itself could have maybe made them, you know, take back their energy, because it's like, if they have like, you know, they could have put you on a pedestal and like built you up to be like their perfect person, and you know, they could have even been infatuated with you and thought like, oh, this person's without flaws, who am I to even want to be with this person? So yeah, they could have actually been working through some insecurities, and maybe that's also why they took back their energy, is because they could have maybe just felt like, I'm not secure enough to go towards this person and express how I truly feel about them. And so they kind of have to explain that, I think. And I think that's what they are gonna do, is explain what happened, what took place. Okay, now let's incorporate these other cards that we have into the story. Before, we were picking up that the King of Wands could be your energy. Try to think about it in this context. The High Priestess following that, I think, is without a doubt your energy. Yeah, maybe you hold yourself with a lot of like self-respect. And so maybe you may be a little bit guarded if this person tries to express themselves to you. I don't think it's like in a severe way. I don't think you're going to be severely guarded, like, oh my gosh, how dare you even try to come back, or how dare you try to explain yourself. I don't think you're going to be like that at all. You're going to be very fair, very understanding. I think your intuition gives you that sense of understanding. I really do feel like you understand this person. And it's like, I think you're just really good at reading people. And you could have maybe noticed these sort of, I don't want to say necessarily red flags, but like, you may have foreseen that thing happening where they pull back their energy all of a sudden. You could have foreseen that because of the way in which you know how people are, or how humans are. You may understand a lot about psychology. Like, it's like your knowledge, your wisdom, your intuition. I do think that you kind of foresaw how this person was going to react before they did. And so when they did pull back their energy, I don't think it was super surprising to you, but it was confusing. Because you're, at the end of the day, you're a person with feelings and emotions, even if you are highly intuitive. Even if you do see something coming, 10 miles away, like, you still would like that to be explained. Like, why did you act that way? But yeah, it's like you have this confidence about you, this sense of knowing yourself and knowing what you want out of life. Okay. Oh, sorry about the background noise. I do believe that you two actually had a mutual connection before this person did what they did in the past, where they kind of pulled back their energy. I feel like you were equally attracted to each other. you could have had things in common with this person, or maybe felt very safe with this person, and like maybe this person brought out your inner child in that sort of way where you feel like safe enough to do that. And you could have felt very happy around this person, and vice versa. I think they felt the same. So it's almost like maybe that's where it was confusing for you, because it's like, so yeah, it could have been where the confusion came in, because it's like we are both attracted to each other. We both feel good and safe around each other, and we're both super happy when we're together. So like, what's the issue? So that could have definitely been where your confusion came in. And so it's like, yeah, obviously you're gonna want to have an explanation for like why, if all of that was true, why did they suddenly take back their energy and maybe chicken out. But I feel like that's exactly what they're going to be coming in to express. And that makes sense too with that Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, because I feel like you're going to be like, when they do come back and they do express how they feel and what happened, it's not that you're necessarily skeptical, but I feel like you're reasonably cautious, and I feel like you're going to keep your eye on things, see how it develops, see how it grows. Yeah, I feel like you may not be completely all in, all in immediately. You kind of want to keep an eye on things. You kind of want to see how it develops naturally, to see if like maybe it's meant for you, or if the same patterns continue. Like, you're going to be patient and reasonable, it feels, with this person. I'm curious what's underneath that. 10 of Cups, wow. So yeah, this could actually work out way better than maybe both of you even imagined. So yeah, taking things slow, keeping an eye on how it naturally develops, seeing if this person repeats those same patterns from the past. Through being in that sort of energy, taking your time with it, could actually develop to everything that you want it to be and more. I like that. That's a good message. Let's break out the oracle now, shall we? Ring-a-ling. Okay. What other messages do you have for the collective in regards to this? Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. We have coming together, crown chakra, listen. Wait, what is this one? Open up. And then, bottom of the deck, we have rebuild. I actually really like this. So coming together, definitely being open to connecting with others during this time. Not only I feel like, are you craving that sort of thing, but it's good to maybe try to keep an open mind, try to be open up, or try to be open to others, open up to others even. Because it feels like if you desire community, companionship, connecting with others, that will happen. You just have to be in the right frame of mind and energy for that. Could also be a very successful relationship with that as well. The crown chakra. So trusting your downloads, maybe meditating with crown chakra meditations or healing meditations. Trusting in those intuitive downloads that you receive from Spirit could help guide you towards what you need to do, or what is the best for you. Listen. So yeah, especially if somebody's coming back that maybe sort of fumbled things in the past, such as that person that suddenly took back their energy and got a little bit nervous. You may at first be a little bit closed off to them, but listening, I think, is going to really serve you. Like hearing people out, getting their side of things. I think it's not only going to open your eyes, might open your mind, help you to be more sympathetic to the other person and their experiences. Open up, which I feel like that's been a recurring message through this whole reading, is like opening up to others, opening up to connecting with others, opening up to building community, to opening up to others for companionship, for feeling a sense of love or connection with others. Yeah, like I feel like you're craving that, and opening up is exactly what you need to do in order to attract connections with others and feel that being connected to others. Because it's like it's gonna serve you, and also like when we open up to others, it's like we can learn so much. Like there's a streak of light coming from behind her or above her, and so it's like maybe you'll become more enlightened by opening up to others. You'll become more empathetic, sympathetic, more compassionate. Yeah, like good things could come out of that. Just simply opening up, being open to other people. With that rebuild at the bottom of the deck, if there is a connection that you would like to rebuild, especially with the rebuild at the bottom of the deck, when it comes to like, and I'm just going to use that last example, that last person that showed up in this reading as an example. If something happened or took place in the past that left its mark, even if it was simply just confusion, if it means a lot to you, and if you are feeling like the vibes are right, like this is something that you could want to rebuild, trust that. And you don't simply have to give your all into it immediately. Like definitely be cautious if that's what you need to do. Do what you need in order to feel safe and grounded in that connection. But yeah, maybe rebuilding with people is exactly what you want, or exactly what you need. It started to slip off earlier to reveal nurture. So maybe it is about nurturing a connection to see how it grows, to see if it grows into anything, to see if there is potential for something beautiful here. Yeah, so it feels like patience is the way to go here. Being patient with yourself, with others, and trying to be the most compassionate and understanding version of yourself will be very helpful. Okay, I think that's a perfect place to stop. So anyways, I hope you liked this reading, and if it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time that I upload. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.